Okay, we are now live. Welcome to the Revere Commission on Disabilities meeting for March 13th. One of the commission members is not logging in correctly, so it's Robert Bent. So I don't know what the problem is. I try letting everybody know that you have to log in through the Zoom link. That's the only way that you can get in when you're a member. So I'm trying to do that. But I'll get started. I hope everybody's doing well. First, what we'll do is we'll salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all. The first item on the agenda is the roll call of the members. Ms. Perno, Vice Chair, would you be able to do the roll call of the members?
I absolutely can. Ralph DeChico, Chair.
Present.
Pauline Perno is present. Asma?
Present.
Jason Barone?
Present.
Enza Goodwin.
Hi, everyone. I'm here.
Hi.
I'm present.
Thank you. And Robert Bent, we said, was unable to log in at this time and is pending, correct?
Yeah, he's still trying to log in.
All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody.
Okay. Hopefully everybody received the minutes from the last meeting and you were able to go through it. If there was any errors on it, if you could let me know. I think everything is on there. Pauline graciously did the meeting minutes and notes, and then I had sent it over to you. So did anyone see any issues with it at all? If there's no issues, if I could have a motion from someone to approve.
A motion to approve.
Second.
Second. Okay, and seconded by approved and then seconded. Okay, item two, we're going to hold right now because we're waiting for police. Oh, here he is. Speaking of Chief Callahan, we were just going to roll it over. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, I'm sorry I'm a little late. I apologize. I was doing something else and I lost track of time.
No worries at all. No worries at all. Thank you. I know you're busy. Thank you so much for joining us. As you can see, these are the members of the Commission on Disabilities. One member is having some trouble trying to log in. It's Robert Bent, but we wanted to get started. We know your time is precious, and we thank you for everything. And I had sent you a copy of the letter just in case for you to have. The commission members had some concerns that they wanted to send you in the letter that they sent in January. So I just wanted to, first of all, if you had any questions on it, on the letter, and then if any members had any questions or concerns. So the floor is to you, Chief Callahan.
Well, I'm just trying to, let me see if I'm muted. No, I'm not muted. Good. I'm just trying to pull up the letter to make sure I'm following.
I could share my screen and pull up the letter. Actually, I don't want to pull it up. I can basically summarize the concerns that they had in it. I'd rather not pull it up on the screen. Let me just open it up. A few of the questions and concerns was on behalf of the residents in Revere. Basically had to deal with ADA concerns and the MBTA issues on the service, Shirley Avenue and throughout Revere. The residents along with Commission noticed a number of inadequate precautions in place. The welfare of people with disabilities. The attention that there are several people parking on sidewalks and designated no parking areas at the beach, at the Revere Beach Station. Not only is this an ADA violation, but a violation of federal law. This is severely harmful for those in wheelchairs and the blind. They are not expecting vehicles to be there since they're stating no parking. This is happening throughout the city in various streets and neighborhoods. Our commission members are aware that some enforcement inspections taking place, but have been slowed because of due to the COVID-19 pandemic. However, we believe the city needs to enforce and take these actions on situations at a time when transportation is the primary way of travel for a lot of disabled residents. Another concern is residents have noticed that people congregating around and by the train stations are not there for the primary reason. They roam around to the liquor stores and become intoxicated. This is a very big concern. This is a big area of concern for the disabled residents, as they tend to be targets. As a result, we feel there's not enough accessibility or reliability for the disabled residents to access the MBTA safely, not only in Shirley Ave, but throughout Revere. The letter went on to state that we weren't sure if you could forward this to the MBTA police, the state police, because we know that, Revere doesn't have full jurisdiction, but your help in this matter would be greatly appreciated. So that's some of the concerns of the members of the Commission on Disability for the good and welfare of the disabled residents in the city.
No, absolutely, Ralph. I pulled up your letter too. I was able to find it.
Okay.
And yeah, this has been kind of a problem. Like you're talking the Revere Beach train station.
Yes.
Down by Orr Square. That's been kind of a problem for a while. It's kind of lightened up a little bit, but it's still now with the warm weather. I'm sure we're going to anticipate some problems over there. And I can talk to the officers that work that area to keep an eye on it. And I will also pass it on to the folks at Transit.
Okay.
Because it seems like for some reason, and I think it's manpower issues with the Transit police, they a lot of times don't come down on this end. They do sometimes, but not as much as they are in Boston. They do pay attention to certain areas. And I want to say last year, they did spend a lot of time over by like Orr Square.
Okay.
And they were parking down in the, that little alleyway area that goes to the train station just to monitor and push the people out. And we can try to get them to do it again. Now, was there concerns, Ralph, over on the Beach Street end?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, the Beach Street end. Yeah, there's some issues over there, but mostly in the Shirley Ave end is a bigger concern.
Okay.
From what we're hearing. Also, Jason, one of our commission members, can attest to it. He has more knowledge of it too, so he'd be better to answer those questions or comment on that.
Yeah, absolutely, Ralph. Thank you. I won't be on too long. I had got my shot yesterday, so but I did figure out he was on, so I wanted to make sure I was part of this for a little bit. Definitely that area on Shirley Ave, Chief, is real bad. It's the liquor store seems to be a big part of the problem, but it's not all of it.
Yes.
The station is allowing people to hang around too, because I see the people that are in the red uniforms not addressing the problem. They're calling it in because they're talking to the people and stuff instead of moving them along, because there's clearly a sign that says no loitering. And there is a repeat offender who this is happening a lot with no masks either. We're noticing that in that area, including the station. And there's a particular offender that jumps the fare quite frequently, which this particular guy admits to basically never paying for it. So he's pretty much trying to use the rest of us to get through. But he also hangs around quite frequently. And then there's a couple that tends to hang around down there quite often, which can be very frightening. So, especially with those who think that we're faking, which is ridiculous, but
Now, Jason, what time of day is usually the worst? Is it the afternoon and early evening, or does it start early?
It sometimes starts early, depends on a holiday. The regular times would be more like evening, night, and throughout the day as it starts to get dark. But it does start early afternoon because they start drinking and they're yelling and, basically not even, it's, we've seen fights. I've seen, it's definitely something I was like, really? This is acceptable? I mean, it's just seemed not right because we have a lot of older residents here too. So it makes me a little more frightened for the disabled and the elderly because, they're more likely to be attacked, unfortunately, which is not right.
No, it just makes people uncomfortable too, to go down to the train station, to walk there. And, you know, some people are there with little children walking to the train station, and they're being accosted by some of the folks that are just kind of loitering around there. Because I know there was an issue with some panhandling and stuff like that.
Correct. That was part of it. And it's the people hanging in the station, laying on the tables, screaming, yelling, bothering people. It's in and out. And then I've also noticed several vehicles actually parked on the sidewalk. Some of them are actually police vehicles, which I was surprised to see that, because it clearly says no parking. I just was shocked to see that. And then, but I've seen others that I can't tell, but I've called in directly to the transit police. So, and sent pictures with license plates, some for even out of state, where there clearly is a sign that says no parking. So, and that can be very dangerous for somebody that, like myself, who cannot, my vision is so bad, something like that could really cause me to, injure myself very easily, because I'm not looking for that or expecting it to be present.
Now, Jason, where were they parked when you said on the sidewalk? Because I know they changed the curbing down there. I know Mark Casey did a big job over the winter.
Yeah, it's right against the fence where the lights are supposed to be, and one of the lights actually has been out for a while. So I don't even say anything to them anymore, because it seems like the T's not interested in it. I don't know. I've warned them before that this station is a problem. I watch all of them because I ride pretty much everywhere before the pandemic. So I try to give them fair warning of what's going on, and they just seem to not, and if they need help, they should be reaching out to you guys and state police. I mean, they will assist. So it's a real safety issue.
Well, let me see what I can do, Jason. I'll reach out to some people this week and see, now that the warm weather's coming, we'll see if we can deal with some of those problems over there.
Appreciate that. Thank you, Chief.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chief. Anyone else have any questions or concerns they'd like to address to Chief Callahan? Pauline?
I was just going to say that I'm still noticing in my neighborhood. I'm up in the Pines. Good afternoon, Chief. And I walk quite a bit. And I'm noticing that we've had problems in the past on several of the smaller streets with parking issues, even with the resident parking. But I'm noticing that now the cars are off of the street, but they're half in driveway, mostly on sidewalk. And there are a number of elderly people. There are a number of people with carriages, small children, dogs. And it has become a problem. And one of the houses that I've noticed, it has a driveway that would house easily 6 cars, and yet there's only 2 parked in there, and 1 is on the sidewalk, and it's every day, every night. And it's a single family home as far as I know. So again, I've talked to several people in my neighborhood just on my walk, trying to kind of get the word out that this is a violation, that it is a safety hazard. But the other thing I can say is that after this was brought up, somebody I know not in my neighborhood did say that they did see the traffic commission going around and looking at the different neighborhoods to see where the violations were. So it is still very much of an issue. And I think that it's, now that the warm weather's coming, I see it becoming more of an issue because people are having guests now that, everyone's getting immunized and everyone thinks that that's the free reign to start having parties and whatever. And we've had several in my neighborhood alone where you have the overflow, not just the people who live there, but the folks that are visiting, and the cars are on the sidewalks. And my concern is, we do have potholes. I've fallen in a pothole because I was pushed off the sidewalk. That was, I did what I needed to do. The long and short of it is, it's still something that needs to be addressed on a bigger level. And I do live by the beach, so, I'm seeing it on the beach side as well. So any thoughts on that?
Well, I see it on Walnut as well. Quite frequently, people are just deciding to park their vehicles literally out, sitting on the sidewalk and not in their driveways properly, parking even in their front yards, which is my concern with that is the attitude that goes along with that as well. It's not just, you know what I mean? There's no respect or thought. And that's the real concern, and safety. Because then there's, Walnut is very funky like that because it has a lot of parking in
Mhm.
addition to the people in their driveways,
Right.
which creates some problem, especially for the winters.
Now with the Pines issue you were talking about, because I know the Pines, they just put in the parking permits for everybody down in the neighborhood, 7
Right,
days a week. I think 24
So
hours a day.
I see a lot of those cars now off of the street. Or
Okay.
off of the street, but they're hanging from the driveways onto the sidewalks and sometimes into the street. So it's like, if you've got a driveway that will house 4 cars, but you have
Yeah.
5 people, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 is kind of halfway here, halfway there. It is still a problem, and there is somebody in this neighborhood that does it on a regular basis every day. And I walk past their house every night, and it's the same thing. And it's not like they have 16 cars in the driveway. There are 2, and they have room enough for at least minimally 6, if not more.
Okay, because I can speak to them at parking control, because a lot of times parking control will come out at night.
Okay.
They do a lot of the parking enforcement. And I will speak to the gentleman about that.
Okay, that would be helpful because, like I said, I do walk, and I walk quite frequently, and doing so, I do notice it's the same. It seems to be the same people over and over. My concern now is that because even though we do have the resident stickers for the overnight, my concern is that during the day, more and more people are going to be influxing into this area because we are accessible to the beach. And so I do see that as another issue that's going to be cropping up. And I just want to make sure that, people are aware that if you can't park in your driveway and you are a resident and you need a parking sticker, that there's ways to get that so that you too have, you can park on the street. And I tried to kind of see if it has anything to do with street sweeping or any kind of anything, and it's not. It seems to be just a nightly routine, and so that is a huge concern.
Yeah, absolutely. I can speak to the gentleman of parking control, and as soon as we conclude the meeting, I will try to get in touch with him. And if he's working tonight,
Great.
Definitely, if you could do Walnut as well, Chief. It's just that it sounds like that area, Point Pines and Walnut. And I'm sure there are other areas, but I've noticed that quite frequently, and it just seems to be, it's tough. Just like people tend to park right into the crosswalk over where the nail salon is on the corner across from the on Shirley Ave in Walnut.
Yes, right across from the park. Then you're speaking.
Yeah, correct.
Talking by the park and the laundromat.
Correct. Yep. Correct.
Okay.
We do that. We've seen on frequent occasions. I've also seen, just to give you a heads up, I've called the non-emergency number for your department just to let you know. And there has been over, months, people were hanging out at that church on the corner. I just wanted to give you a heads up. So that makes it, I don't think they realized that. And I don't think the lady, when I called, really kind of got the picture. And I don't think it was intentional. I tried to help her the best I could visually when she pulled it up. But I don't think she realized that. I just want to make sure so people don't get sick, and then we end up blowing apart everything we just did. I mean, this is a lot of work. So
absolutely,
yeah.
And I'll mention that to the Board of Health, just so somebody has an idea.
It's right next to the park, and it's got that basement, it's a gray and brick, kind of white. They have it upstairs.
Yeah, it's on the same side as the park.
That's correct. That's correct. Yep.
Yeah, I'm familiar. It's right before Walnut Place, I believe.
Yeah, and Sumner, right in that area. That little side street. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. Thanks, Chief. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, my pleasure. We'll see if we can help you out a little bit there.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Chief. Anyone else have any other questions or concerns? Or that's basically the main thing that we're trying to get done. A lot of people are still parking on sidewalks. There's signs posted not parking on sidewalks, and then you get the people, well, we're sitting in the car. It doesn't matter. There's no parking on sidewalks. Residents that disabilities, whether they're visually impaired or they're in wheelchairs or they're walking with a walker. It is a big deal for them. And especially when there's not supposed to be a car on the sidewalk, 2 wheels or not. And we just need to try and start getting that enforced somehow, some way. as soon as we can, especially if we started before the weather starts really getting nice, then people are gonna be used to it. I do get some calls on Revere Beach Parkway from a few residents, but it's not Revere's jurisdiction, it's the state police, and then there's been issues with the state police trying to go down and take care of it. So that's the dilemma that we're in with the state police, with people parking on the sidewalks there, specifically Revere Beach Parkway and across from the skating rink, that neighborhood over there. That people are parking on the sidewalk, they call the state police, and the state police either do not go down or they go down and they just pass and don't do anything about it. So that's an issue that I get calls from the residents, and it's like our hands are tied. I know your hands are tied and our hands are tied, and we're just trying to educate the people, and some people just really I don't know if it's they're inconsiderate or if they are just do it for their convenience to park there or whatnot. But hopefully now they're going around with the sticker parking when they're going around for permit parking. If they see somebody on the sidewalk, I think it's well within the city's jurisdiction to also give them a ticket for parking on the sidewalk, whether they have a resident sticker or not.
Well, definitely, Ralph, it would be good. And the benefit is the city and the state, if they work together, the chief and the state police together doing this, long term, what will happen, and people don't realize this, that if you get enough of the tickets or ignore them, eventually your registration for the car will be revoked. And
you know that you work for the registry.
That's correct. And you won't be able to renew your license either. So yeah. This is tools that we've got, and I know that she probably thinks that's not so nice sometimes, but it's the only tool we've got as the registry to really. It's got to be an incentive, and I don't mean to be mean. It's just I don't want to bang my knees and other things. I don't have good balance as it is, so it's difficult, and that's a tool we have. Maybe together as a team, you guys with the state police could do that. I know that's not easy with jurisdictional ability, but maybe there's a way to work that out so you're not all under this, what I mean, under the same pressure.
Well, listen, when you were talking about the parking tickets and the power of the parking tickets, they have more teeth than a speeding ticket. You know what I'm saying? You get a speeding ticket, you go to the court. A lot of times the community courts are pretty good. With a parking ticket, there's no dealing with that. The parking tickets do not go away, and the registry gets them eventually, and the municipality or DCR will get their money because you can't renew the registration on your car.
Correct. The only way that a speeding ticket works is if you're 10 miles or plus over, because I had a kid that was about 75 in a 40. So that doesn't, that's the only time that really has any ability, to be honest. But shouldn't have that anyway. People should behave themselves. This is a tool, not a toy. But it's not always easy to teach them that.
No, we just do the best we can, Jason.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. If there is no other questions, I know Chief Callahan has got a lot on his plate, and I'm just glad he was able to come and address these for us.
If you have questions, Chief, feel free to reach out to me. I live on Franklin Ave, but you can always call me as well. So
okay, great. Yeah. And you folks too, reach out to me. I'll gladly come on your meetings whenever you would like me to. I will.
Appreciate that.
I think I see I see Enza Goodwin, then I see Asthma. I see all familiar faces.
Yeah.
And I hope everybody's doing well, and whatever I can do for you folks.
Okay? Appreciate it. Thanks, Chief.
Great.
Thank you, Chief.
I'm going to drop off, Ralph.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Stay safe now.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Okay. We have item 3 is any updates that we have, next steps from our March meeting. I don't think we had any steps that we had to carry over from last month that I'm looking at the notes, unless I am mistaken on that. Somebody could just let me know.
No,
I got another message from Robert. He's having difficulties getting on. So
right, we were just going to update from Chief Callahan. So I think we just covered all of that.
Okay. Perfect. So next, item number 4 is the CPAC events updates and schedule for March / any April events.
Hi, everyone. Hopefully my audio will continue to work. I do have some updates that I want to share. So Special Olympics, in conjunction with the Parks and Rec Department, started a once a week walking club for any children and young adults in the city of Revere. And that kicked off this past Saturday. And I am excited to say that we had 5 participants. And it was a beautiful Saturday over at Belle Isle, and we're hoping to get more folks to join us. So if anyone is interested in signing up, they could reach out to Jen at the Parks and Rec Department. And Walking Club takes place on Saturdays at 10 a.m.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was our first event in over a year, and it was just a nice day to be out. Parks and Rec with Special Olympics is looking to launch its Young Athletes program. And Ralph, if you remember when we ran this a while back, it stopped around age 6. Well, what they're doing now is they're going to have a program that runs up to age 6 and then a program that runs from 6 to 12 years old.
Didn't we, near the tail end, the soccer one, didn't the soccer one run for a little bit older at the end?
And so they're in the process of organizing that. Again, Parks and Rec along with Special Olympics. So we're hoping to hear more about that soon.
Okay.
So we are underway with programming, and it's a slow start, but I think slow is what is needed right now, and we will get to where we need to be.
Okay.
And now I also have correspondence from Revere Public Schools from Dr. Gallucci. And Pauline, I can read this, and then if you'd like, I can copy and send it over to you.
That would be great.
So I reached out to Dr. Gallucci to find out if he had any updates on any grants or any programming. And what he said is that we are in the beginning stages, and he hopes to have more information soon, but this is what he can tell us for the time being. That they have applied for and received additional funding to support summer programming via the 274 grant.
Okay.
He also went on to say that in addition to our required end of school year program, the special education administrators are collaborating with all principals to explore additional building-based summer support programs, with the goal being to provide small group instruction in their home schools to students with disabilities through targeted intervention for skills which may have been impacted by remote learning. He went on to say that end of school year will be provided in person. However, there will be a remote option available for families who prefer this mode of learning. He finally ended with the planning process is ongoing, and he hopes to share more information after April break. So I did ask Dr. Gallucci if he wanted to appear tonight and share this information, and he was unable to, but he said that I could share that correspondence with the members and obviously with the community.
Okay, perfect. Yes,
Great.
Desi also in the communications that Desi just sent out yesterday that they're also going to be allocating some more funding for not only students with disabilities, but students with English language, secondary English language over the summer. So there's on top of that 274, was it 274 grant? Was that what the number is? There's also going to be some other types of funding through the summertime, but not only into the summertime, but it looks like it's going to be extended into the fall of the next school year also for some extra type of education that's going to be needed.
Good news.
Perfect. Any other CPAC updates, Enza?
Not at this time, no.
Okay, perfect. Anybody else have any questions about that? Okay, so item number 5 is the CODA, the Commission on Disabilities Alliance monthly Zoom meeting, which was on April 7th. a couple of discussion points for last Wednesday's meeting. Basically went on accessibility issues for meetings in Zoom issues for people with disabilities, how different cities and towns are coping with that and finding ways around it and providing resolutions and help with that for different people with disabilities. Mostly all the cities and towns are doing Zoom meetings. None of the cities and towns around here are doing live meetings yet. So they're all on Zoom. Another topic that came up is one of the cities and towns brought up a discussion about the stigmatism of using the word handicapped instead of disabled, people with disabilities instead of handicapped people. That it's a stigmatism. It is a word that they'd like to see go away, that they should not be calling handicapped. But one of the issues is I believe it's in one of the laws that handicap HP placards and HP plates is always I don't want to say always, but that's tough to go get away from. But there is a bill right now in the legislature in the state to try and change some of the wording to go away from handicapped to disabled. So that's in the Mass legislature right now. There's a bill that has been proposed that's being worked on right now, but it's not something that's going to happen overnight. But it's something that is being worked on. And I'm trying to take a look at my notes from that meeting. Also, I believe there was one other discussion point from that meeting, and there was another discussion on a topic called blue washing and scapegoating. Now, if anybody knows what that term is, but it's almost like greenwashing, which basically was a word that was used for environmental purposes. Well, blue washing was basically a term that was used in the disability community. Because of ADA, it's not a reason to be using blue washing. I haven't heard of it. I don't know if anybody else has heard of it. It was very quick. It was brought up quickly, so they may be talking more of a discussion on it at next month's monthly meeting. So I just wanted to bring that up. I don't know if anybody has any questions or comments on any of that. I just wanted to make sure that I kept everybody up to date on that.
Thank you.
Item number 6 is, as you saw on the agenda, we do have an open disability commission member position. We notified that Brian Vesci had resigned his seat on the Commission on Disabilities, so we are looking for a member on the commission for the member for the Commission on Disabilities. So if anyone knows anyone, they can reach out online to the city's website on the job postings. There's a board position page that anyone can apply for. The applications are right there, which would be great. So I just wanted to bring that up and let everyone know. The next item is item number 7. Is I wanted to bring this up because I saw a communication that was emailed to me, and then I did a little bit of research on it. It's discussion regarding employees' diversity and equity efforts are overlooked within the disability community. This is also an issue with all areas in our society with disabled residents. And I had found an op-ed article that basically puts a lot of this into perspective. It says people with disabilities are often omitted within conversations around diversity and equity and inclusion, and that's a big thing. There is a great need for equity, inclusion, and diversity in our society. But one area and one demographic that's always overlooked is people with disabilities. And that's something that, needs to be brought to the forefront, not only in the work environment, but in society in general. So I just wanted to see what anybody's feelings are on that, or anything that you think as a commission, if this is something that we could do to try and bring to the forefront, or help with, trying to let people know about, or so I just wanted to bring that to the commission.
Ralph, I think you make an excellent point, and I think inherently in what we try to do each month through our meetings and through our discussions is to bring that awareness. So I mean, I think the only thing I can think of is that we keep doing what we're doing currently as much as possible, and that's bringing up important points, trying to raise awareness, trying to get more programs as possible. So I think we just need to continue doing what we're doing. But I thank you for mentioning this, because it's a very true and valid point.
Thank you. Anyone else have any points to make on it, or any comments?
I think that as time goes on, once the COVID starts to maybe wane down a little bit, that maybe we should be able to step up what we do and how we do it, and maybe disseminate some information out to the public and out to workplaces, out to businesses, and maybe, just getting some more information out there. But I think because people are still not going out, and that includes myself, unless I have to, but pretty much I think that if we can, once we're able to get information to those different areas, a pamphlet, a flyer, a did you know, a little, a rolling board on our website, something like that, about just to increase awareness, increase our availability to reach back out to the public, to reach out to businesses if they need additional information. I think that maybe we need to now start thinking in those terms once we're able to really start to have contact with the general population again.
Okay. Thank you. Asma, anything you would like to add to it, or?
No, I agree with you and Pauline and Enza. Yes. It's important to reach out to the people, like when the COVID start to be better, because I have one of my friends, she moved actually from Revere because she has 2 children with special need, and she can't find where she can go to help her kids with the special need. But now, because I'm like, and she's Arabic speaker, she can't like communicate with the people. She needs someone to translate to her. So I was like so sad when that happened. So so thank you, Raf. Thank you for like making this for all the residents from different community thank you.
All right, I appreciate it. All right, so we can just keep doing what we're doing on it, and making sure we bring it to the forefront, and just as Enza said, just keep bringing awareness in on different areas that we can do. Just hopefully, like everything else, it's not going to happen overnight, but little by little, it's small steps. That's all we can ask for. As long as you keep moving forward and not backwards, that's all we can ask for. Next is item number 8. Is any commission members have any late items that weren't on it that they wanted to talk about? I just have one thing that I wanted to mention. I had a meeting this morning that possibly with HYM Investment Group, that they wanted to me on to talk with them at Suffolk Downs. They're planning on hopefully opening up the track itself as a community area for walking, for families to walk, run, walk their dogs, the family area right on the dirt track itself. They're going to make sure it's ADA compliant. There'll probably be like little picnic areas there. They're going to make it family oriented, a place where families can go and walk over the summertime. They're just waiting for a few things, loose ends to tie up before, Revere and, East Boston residents, but anybody in general, they're going to have, there's going to be parking area. There's going to be designated parking spots for people with disabilities. They're also going to be looking at bringing in some beach handicap wheelchairs there, so people that are in wheelchairs, they can be able to put them in the wheelchairs to walk them around the track because it is a dirt track. It's, as discussion is, it's not going to be as fluffy as it used to be because they don't aerate it like they used to with when they had the horses there. So it's more compact now. It's a lot more harder of a surface. So that would be great for residents to walk around. It's nice. It's just going to be on the dirt. It's not going to be on the grass infield, but it's a nice area you get. It's nice, believe it or not, it's a nice scenic area. You overlook Boston. So that's something that hopefully is going to be happening this summer. So I just wanted to, bring that to everyone's attention. So there's going to be another little area while they do it before the construction takes place at that part. So I just wanted to bring that up. Don't know if any of you have any other anything you want to add, or any questions or concerns that you may be hearing from any residents, or
not a question or concern, Ralph, but just a heads up for everyone now that the weather is getting warm, and I did mention this to Chief Callahan. Something happened on the beach the other day. There were quite a few ambulances, fire trucks, police, and it was noted that, the cars are parked one on top of another. It was, again, the proverbial, let's get in, squeeze as many cars into those spaces as we can. I do not know if someone got hit. I don't know really what happened. However, I am seeing a lot more foot traffic down there, and a lot more still with the construction and all, and not even construction vehicles, but just regular vehicles. So just a couple of different sets of eyes is always, I think, an important thing, especially now that the weather is getting nicer and people are trying to get out a little bit more. So it's just a heads up.
Okay. All right. Anyone else have anything? So there's, I'm looking at I don't have any residents that have any questions or concerns on this meeting. So item 9, we could skip right over. And then item number 10 is our monthly reminder that I'll have our vice chair read for us.
Certainly. So our reminder is the Commission on Disabilities, due to COVID-19 and the safety of all residents, is trying to limit in-person appointments due to the unavailability and use at our present office location. Residents can speak to staff from our 311 Constituent Service Center Monday through Friday when you call our office at 781-286-8267. They will be able to answer most of your questions, but if they're unable to, or if you would like a call back from our office, please ask to be transferred to the Disabilities Office voicemail, and someone will get back to you as soon as possible. We are working on solidifying another temporary location for our office for necessary in-person appointments determined by the Council on Disabilities on Friday mornings. We will update this information when available on the City of Revere's website disability page. As always, please let us know if you would like something discussed or brought up and added to our monthly meeting agenda. You can let us know if you would like to speak on any issue or concern. The Commission is here to help you and assist all the disabled residents and families of Revere.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. for next steps, we don't have any next steps from this meeting because I think we basically everything was just informational this week, this month actually, and this week. So we won't have any next steps. I can before we ask for a motion to adjourn, I did not state it at the beginning of the meeting, but I just wanted to extend my condolences to Pauline for the loss of her mother-in-law and to her family. So just, please extend the condolences again to your husband and your children for me.
I will. Thank you. She was our biggest fan.
Yeah.
She did watch every month.
Yeah. So I'm sorry that she had to watch me.
She wasn't. She enjoyed it. She told all her friends she had to watch her daughter-in-law on TV.
Yeah.
So you were in good company with me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right. And I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
And second.
I will second that.
Enza seconded it. Mike went off.
Thank you, Enza.
So our next meeting via Zoom is scheduled for Tuesday, May 11th at 6 p.m. Everyone, please stay safe. I believe Monday is the official day that anyone in the Commonwealth will be able to start getting vaccinated. So that is the date. So if you haven't been vaccinated, and you want to get vaccinated, you can start booking your appointments on Monday. And please still wear a mask, even if you got vaccinated. There is still a state mandate to wear masks out in public or out in any building or any private buildings. So it not only benefits you, it benefits everyone else. So please continue to wear your masks so we do not go backwards and keep moving forward. We're trying to rid this COVID-19. So thank you, everyone, and please stay safe and enjoy the rest of your week.
Thank you. You as well, Ralph.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Have a good night.